Bakhmut, mid-December 2022. The city has become Ukraine's most active and violent frontline. It's divided by the Bakhmutka River. For months, Ukrainian forces have held on to the western part of the city. In the east, the Russians have entered the outskirts, and there's fighting on the streets. Both sides have deployed artillery, and they're firing day and night.
Okay, just go, 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 far. Yes, exactly, so straight as far as possible, this way.
These Ukrainian soldiers are returning from the front line, just a few hundred meters away.
The information is secret, but I can tell you it's a gunfight. Our forces shoot them and they fire back. We push them back a little. It's going okay. Every battle is a tragedy, death. It's someone's life, future of their families. Ukraine will prevail.
This building is used as an evacuation point for wounded soldiers.
Now there is working our guys. They are too close, 200 meters, 300 meters maximum. And they are fighting, but you can. Up. You see? They want to take the city because of ways. It's very important city for them. They can start also to attack Sloviansk, Kramatorsk. We cannot give them this chance.
Civilians have grown oblivious to the fighting around them after months of constant shelling.
Every day they are walking here. They don't care and don't scare. This situation from them is normal.
Could you please leave this area?
What are you doing in this sector? It's being shelled.
Bakhmut was a city of 70,000 people before the war. Now, it is a battlefield. There's no water, electricity, gas, phone connection, or internet. Anna, Nikolai, and their 3 children rush to one of the city's humanitarian aid centers. Residents come here to charge their phones, use the Wi-Fi, warm up, and find some company.
A shell landed on our building. Not in our apartment, but in the neighbor's flat. My husband and I had to put out the fire by ourselves.
My school is destroyed. It was school number 5.
If you want to evacuate, there's a house. It's a nice place. They're offering the whole house. I can make a call right now. It's a very nice place. It'll be perfect for the kids.
We understand that there are kind people who can host us and can help us. But eventually they'll find themselves in the same situation. And then they'll need help too. For now the fighting is here, but it could spread there too.
Mikhailo, the volunteer, couldn't convince Anna and her family to leave.
People have been living in basements. All they had in there was Russian radio. They spent a lot of time in an information vacuum. They were told that husbands would be forced to enroll in the army or be sent to jail. They were told a lot of things.
Over 90% of Bakhmut's residents have fled. Life is hard in the city. Some of those who've stayed eventually give up, like Angelina.
It's awful, just awful. They're shelling us. You walk around and wonder when you might get hit. You live every day as if it were your last. It's scary. The atmosphere is psychologically oppressive. I want to leave because I can't do anything here. I just want to have a wash. I'm sorry to say it.
3 days ago, artillery destroyed the flat where Angelina was living.
These are the windows, this is the kitchen, and that one's our bedroom. That's where we slept. There was a big bed. Now everything's covered in broken glass, and the walls have completely collapsed. I was deafened. The shockwave hit me on my right side. I was limping.
This strike convinced Angelina and her boyfriend Maxime to evacuate Bakhmut. 6 weeks earlier, the young woman had already been forced to abandon the family apartment.
Is my home here?
The building was hit and collapsed. Most residents died. By chance, Angelina's whole family was out that day, so they all survived.
People died here, trapped under the rubble. They had to extract the bodies. A firefighter died. I'm sorry, it's really hard. I want to cry. Now most of my relatives have gone and I want to evacuate too. But my father won't go. If he does, he'll choose Russia. We have different views. I'm a patriot, and in the family, we prefer not to talk about that.
In this Russian-speaking region, the conflict has torn families apart between pro-Ukrainians and pro-Russians. Angelina mentioned her father is a very religious man. We attend Sunday Mass at Bakhmut's main Russian Orthodox church, hoping to find him. Service is celebrated in the crypt. Alexander, Angelina's father, is indeed attending with 2 of his sons.
С воскресным днем, дорогие братья и сестры, поздравляю. Желаю вам всем крепкого здравия, души спасения, помощи Божией. И дай Бог, чтобы Господь всех нас сохранил, чтобы мы живыми и здоровыми остались. Подкрепи вас, Господь, дорогие, в трудовую неделю. Господь.
Alexander accepts to talk to us at his home. His house is set right in the middle of the battlefield.
The shell fell here. Our window was shattered. We were lucky, so lucky. Most of the shrapnel flew this way. We were lucky it exploded to the side.
Alexander and his sons have adapted to daily life under constant shelling.
Well, now we're kind of used to it, but at the beginning we couldn't sleep at night. It was so scary. The whole house was shaking. The floor was trembling like jelly, literally like jelly.
The war has ripped this family into 3 parts. Alexander's wife has fled to Russia with her grandson. Angelina is about to join her pro-Ukrainian brother in the West, and Alexander has decided to stay here with 2 of his sons.
I believe that Ukraine, if you want to call it Ukraine, is one country with Russia and Belarus, one people, one tree with different branches, and only one root. It hurts. Angelina is a difficult question for me. I think she doesn't really want to see us anymore. No one forced her to leave. She left on her own initiative. No one kicked her out. She just didn't like our way of living. She wanted freedom. Freedom in the worst sense of the word.
Inside the city, Ukrainian soldiers have fortified their positions. digging themselves into trenches.
If you want to live, you dig. The deeper you can hide, the more chances you have to survive.
The trenches are new. We're finishing them. We're making loopholes. If the Russians come crawling from this side, we'll have good firing positions.
The battle is raging in the eastern part of the city. Ukrainian forces say they've recaptured a few blocks, pushing the Russian soldiers and Wagner Group mercenaries back.
They must be on psychedelic drugs or totally brainwashed. They just don't give up. They're unstoppable. It's awful. They're like orcs. The situation is complicated. We eliminate them, but they crawl back again and again like cockroaches. We have many losses, a lot of wounded soldiers.
The Ukrainian army does not give exact casualty figures, but a constant flow of wounded soldiers are ferried out of Bakhmut to military hospitals.
Колено, трубшина наложена, кровотечение остановлено. Ранее это травматическая ампутация пальца правой кисти. Тоже обработана. Литр инфузии 250 кетамина час назад.
Турникеты есть?
Турникеты есть, но отпущены.
Попущены. Все.
5 ambulances arrive in less than an hour. We're told this hospital alone receives around 100 wounded soldiers a day.
I was hit. It was a mortar shell. It ripped my leg apart. That's it. What can I say? I'm fine. My leg hurts. Apart from this, everything is good.
Everything was going fine. Then the shooting started. When it became very intense, everyone hid in the trenches. I felt a very sharp pain. I understood it was shrapnel. I tried moving my fingers. They did move, but I realized that my bones were broken. I heard a crunching sound when I moved my fingers. The toughest fights are going on inside Bakhmut now. The toughest. It's really hell.
Next morning, Angelina and Maxime are ready to go. We meet them in a basement where they have their bags packed.
Let's go. I'm happy to leave the war zone, but I'm sad to leave my city behind. I hope I'll come back one day.
The evacuation bus is driven by volunteers who pick people up from the frontline cities and take them to safety. Today, Angelina and Maxime are the only passengers.
Sometimes it's 2 people, other times it's 15. It depends. The problem is that the cell phone network is down. So we just show up here at regular times and also pick up people who manage to call us.
I cried yesterday. It's really hard. I have no desire to leave. But there's no work, no money, you're cold and hungry all the time. I want to live, not just to survive.
Next stop, Dnipro, 260 kilometers to the west. There, Angelina and Maxime will have to start a new life while they wait for peace to return to Bakhmut. On the way out of the city, the university is on fire, hit by yet another shell.